Hello, friends. Good morning. Hope all is well. Hope everyone is doing good. Hope all is well with you and your family. Hey, this is RubyKaurSingh with Real Estate News Podcast. As you know, we've been covering at this time about buying the house, how you can buy the house, and we covered a lot on that. And if you haven't watched those videos, please go back and you can watch all those videos. And I also have a playlist of all the topics under, you know, playlist under those topics. So you can watch those. And also, guys, thank you so much from bottom of my heart for all your wonderful comments. That definitely makes my day. How much is helping you guys and how much is helping your families that you guys are sharing these videos with and your friends who are interested in learning about real estate. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking those videos and commenting on those videos and sharing those videos. I really, really appreciate you guys. So let's talk today, guys, about, of course, we are talking about buying a house, right? So let's talk when you're buying a house, what do's and don'ts we need to keep in mind. Okay. So, as you know, when we visit the house, we visited dozens of, we visit open houses. If we're planning to buy a brand new house, we meet with the builders, we meet with the sellers, right? And also we always look for our ideal, neighborhood when we are searching for the best available offer, right? So when we finally find our property, that when you find your home, you would like to call it home, right? You said when you're searching around and you say you looked so many houses, if you're looking for a brand new, you go see a builder, or if it's a for sale by owner, you talk to them, you're interested in that. So, and the house, you say that's it, and I'm willing to pay for it, correct? Or, you just fell in love with that house. It's a love at first sight, right? And you're eager to close the deal as soon as possible, correct? And congratulations. So let's talk about, what are the most challenging part of the home buying process, right? And sometimes it's a price negotiation, right? So we need to start with the knowledge of your financial situation, your estimation, your available options of financing, right? How you're going to pay for that house. So if you're like first time home buyer, there would be a federal, sometime program or a state loans to help you, right? To for the first time home buyer. Okay. They can help you with the down payment, they can help you with the mortgage interest rates. So you're likely to know how much money you wish to spend, correct? So considering all opportunities and possibilities that will give you flexibility during the negotiation process. Okay. So you have to learn, you know, you have to know how you can make your offer, and that has to be the best offer from all other offers. Correct? So when you're making your first offer, guys, it's very important step that needs to be significant amount of preparation and analysis that include your financial analysis, correct? So when you writing an offer, make sure you're going to, knowledgeable with the consideration of all component of your price offer when submitting the proposal to the seller. You are not so much responding to their listing price as using, your own factors in arriving at your offer. Okay. Because the two are not necessarily related. Okay. Let me say that again. You are not so much response to their listing price as using your own factor in arriving your offer. Okay. So an important component is a comparative market analysis, which is called, the abbreviation we use in real estate world is called CMA. Okay. It's your, usually the person who knows so much about real estate and they're working daily, day to day in a real estate world, they or your agent, they can provide all the CMA, which is comparative market analysis to you. Okay. Another benefit of working with the buyer's agent is it's a mathematically model to find out the value of your future home. It calculated the basic conditions, such as number of bedrooms, bathrooms, existent size of yard or swimming pool or anything what you like in the house, right? So you compare your potential home to similar houses on the market in your area that you're looking to buy into. Okay. Because this model will give you an idea of average local cost, which will be fundamental information to inform your offer. Because after the approximately add or remove the components that respectively it increase or decrease the value. Okay. Like for example, let me give you guys example, okay, so you can understand better. Like if you could know that the current homeowner have recently changed all the plumbing in the house, or conversely, they are, or their, their that their plumbing is like 25-year-old or 30-year-old, that will be your, let's say, that will be your start breaking down point. Okay. Um, because if the plumbing and in the house it's old, right? Of course you're gonna see that whether then it's brand new, they recently changed all the plumbing. Of course, right? It's a different. So get estimate for any necessary immediate repair or ask for the estimate. Research the market, has the local market gone up or down over the last few years? Or do people buy or sell more homes? You know, are there houses being built that will soon be for sale? Okay. So for example, tear down or a new construction that would indicate rising local home price. Okay. So those calculations and forecast may take time, right? And it will take effort, but that will ideally leave you with options to consider and choose from the, real estate agent services. And also that will be very helpful, you know, because when you're calculating the forecast, that may sometimes it take time, it takes effort, and that should, leave you all the options to consider what you want to choose from. So if, you know, if it won't take a professional as much time to evaluate all the pros and cons, they come to you with the proposal, right? Sometimes the professional, they can assist you in this process and usually help you to decide, because the agent, or the professional that may advise on offering a price or factors involved in it, right? So after you agree on a price, the agent will send the proposal to the seller or seller's, agent. Okay, because the seller's agent will either accept it, right, or present you a counter offer. Negotiations will go back and forth, sometime until you settle and reach to that agreement. So then once that is all done, then after that, the home buying process, it will move into the escrow, right? That yes, now the house is in escrow, nobody else can buy it, right? And you put your deposit and you said you're gonna buy it, right? And you know for sure that you're gonna buy this house. Okay. So you have to know that how you can negotiate the price, the goal of negotiation to buy the house for money you are willing to pay. If you get it for less than you were willing to pay, you have exceeded your goal. You decided upon the highest maximum amount that you can afford, and don't ever offer more than it needs to be. If you pay more than your maximum amount, uh, you have already lost it, correct? So depending on what kind of market you are in, strategy, or it will vary. Okay. In buyer's market, either there are more houses on the market than buyers are looking for. You have more possibilities to succeed in finding your dream house. You can make a less than reasonable offer. You demand for some house improvements or a better closing, date, and even closing fee payments by owner. And in seller's market, either there are fewer houses available, because the more people, they are looking to buy the house than selling a house, right? So that's called seller's market. So you have less leverage, as you are not the only one in line. You are most likely to succeed by offering a seller's price. If they don't get it from you, they will easily, receive another offer, right? Soon from someone else, correct? So it's a good idea, friends, that you go and find the reasons that the owners are selling that house. You do do they want to sell it because they are moving for a new job or moving out of state, right? Are they moving soon, or they are motivated seller? Has a property price been reduced, due to extensive time on the market, right? So in most cases, it's likely, they'll want to sell quickly or soon as possible. And if you can stand your ground, if they have a counter offers, right? If the house has been listed, you have to check that it's been on the market over and over and over and over, and it's been there for several times with the, stable price, you know. Sometime you have to see what's wrong with the house or what is behind it, why it keep coming up several times on the market, correct? So it's vital to understand that both buyer and seller, they may forget to find goal to buy and sell. Sometimes they get carried, both buyer and seller, they get carried away, right? In the battle of negotiations or, so you have to be realistic in your expectations if in that situation, okay? So you have to be stay focused. Either you use also when you're using the agent, they can negotiate for you, with the seller's agent, correct? Because that will save you time and aggravation that you are not dealing directly with the seller, right? So they can also provide useful information concerning that, what are sellers' intentions, right? And because sometime the other seller's agent, they can let the buyer agent know what is a concern, right? Which the seller won't directly disclose that to you, okay? Because, or another thing I can say, you can also, you know, uh, talk to the attorney, your attorney, and need to, they can evaluate and see and evaluate the offer, and they can give you their expertise. It's a chance to, you can, seller to lower their counter offer and keep you in that position, right? When you're competing to buy the house and you are competing with other, buyers on the market, right? So to stay your offer in the position, correct? Um, and if that, it doesn't fulfill your requirement, because it's, some people live in the house for lifetime, right? Or some people, they stay there till their kids grow, or, they are out of school, or they are planning to move, downsizing the house or something. So because you, of course, you are negotiating, you are buying that house, it's a lifetime commitment, correct? For some of people. So you have to see, if it's best for you to, stay with that offer, right? Or you have other options, right? To walk away or look for other homes, correct? You have to be when you are curious, you sometimes asking question, you are asking information from the seller, because it might help you to find the reasoning behind the, house, why they are selling that house. This could be your priceless leverage, or if you don't know yet, right? So consider compromise, be ready to give away, something during the negotiation process. And always, guys, stay on the focus on the main goal. Remember, your main goal is to get the house. Sometimes you are, get stuck in those kind of negotiations or the minor details. But I would say, you come up with the agreement that is best for the both parties, and the main point, guys, is to, proceed before, if you really like and everything goes well, before you proceed with the details, you have to come up with an agreement, right? So you have to avoid mistakes, whether you're buying a house for the first time or just carried away with the negotiation, intensity or mistakes happen, right? Keep simple rules in mind, guys. Be nice, because no one like rude people, right? So try not to offend um, the other party, the seller, during the house visit, or like, let me give you guys example, like for discussing necessary renovation or poor taste of seller, right? Their decoration, because that's not, I would say that's not nice. I would never do that. Um, to, because if seller is listening and they are there, and of course it hurt other person's feelings, right? So another point I want to bring is be calm. Sometimes we express too much interest, and most of, specialists, they agree when the seller, they see how much you want the house, they won't accept your offer, or they avoid the counter offer, or you should always, make sure that, it fits your needs and what you're looking for. And if the seller is not agreeing, you are willing to walk away, right? Um, you also, another point I want to always say, that think yourself in other person's shoes, change your perspective, take different look at the situation. Imagine if you are selling the house down the line, in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, right? Will it be possible, or does it lack some basic feature that housing markets, they consider that is essential, right? So also, don't expect the price to lower after the inspections, because bid lower than you can pay. You make your final offer with the most comfortable price you can afford. Repairs after the inspection, it will not most likely cost the seller so much money, right? And also sign cautiously, guys. Make sure you acknowledge all the terms, you realize all liabilities before you sign those documents. Once you sign the contract, there's no way to make amendment without renegotiating and signing a new one. Because what if there are multiple offers in the seller's market? You probably have competition for the house you wish to buy. Seller might be considering several offers at the same time. Sometimes they will make their decision based on the best offer. They may um, also choose to work with one potential buyer, you know, and they send the counter offer to them, correct? So you as a buyer, sometimes, you know, the best way to protect yourself from the multiple offer is to make sure your offer is better than the others. You receiving a pre-approval for the mortgage, you know, yes, it will be a good start, to become a seller's top choice. Okay. Also, let the seller know the financial options you have. For example, if you plan to put down 20%, some mortgage conditions and funding programs, they are more attractive and sometimes they many influence the seller's decision. Okay. Let the seller know the financial options you have. For example, if you're planning to put down 20% or some other mortgage conditions and funding programs are, more attractive and may influence the seller's decision. Okay. And also, I want to make the point on closing close to listing price, when you're bidding, because there is such, much sense in offering significant less in seller's market, right? Because there's so much competition, right? So doing this will save you time and ongoing those counter offer process, right? So it would be helpful to review the contingencies list. The fewer clauses you have there, the more attractive your offer seem to the seller, right? So because you're not asking every time this and that, this and that. So, but I also want to say, you know, even though you have a few clauses, um, to make the offer more attractive, right, to the seller. However, it, I always recommend not to remove home inspection. This means the seller won't be liable for any uncovered issue with the house, right? And you have to pay for your repairs on your own. Showing your intentions by making a large faith deposit and down payment, it will usually convince the owner of, you know, the seller of your commitment, right? So this may finally tilt the balance toward your proposal because negotiating the price is a very stressful period, right? In every home buyer's life, right? In the home buying process. So you are not sure, what the result will be or exactly how much money you would like to spend, correct? Because in any case, keep in mind that the owner is interested in selling their home and that's why it's on the market, correct? And if you're willing to buy it with the little time, little effort, correct? You'll both be able to achieve your goals, both of you, right? Because it's a win-win situation on both sides, where for seller, you know, they are achieving that goal, selling the house, happily, and then same as for you as a buyer who's getting that house, right? So, like, let me let me cover this topic too, guys. Like I said, that home inspection is must, right? You should always do your home inspection because when the house hunt is over and you decide to start and closing the process on, you know, your soon to be home, you have visited that house and seen at its best. It's beautifully polished, it's shiny, it's welcoming, all that, right? But you have to see what is really going on underneath, right? This is just a part of the picture, that they are showing to you, something in a hidden underneath, that all that glossy presentations, they are showing it to you, right? So because issues, it could be vary, from, it could be termites under the, uh, in the property, or there's a mold, or there's a leakage pipes, or there's a, you know, uh, cracked sport walls, like that, right? So this is why before closing a deal on your highly anticipated new property, you need to order a home inspection to be conducted. It will help you to evaluate the house conditions and let you sleep safely, right? At night, before and after the purchase. Yes, I made the right decision, correct? So why do you need, you know, like I'm saying that you should always have a home inspection done. Why do you need a home inspection, right? Because some buyers, sometimes I have the buyers, they said, Miss Ruby, maybe I don't want to spend all that money on just the home inspection, So they tend to skip this step. But I always recommend, no, it's better to have the home inspection done to see the details underneath what's going on, right? Because it's all on the surface, it's all hunky dory, right? But underneath, you have to see what really is going on, especially if the market is hot and you are competing with several other buyers, right? You tend to skip the home inspection and you just skip that step, right? So home inspection, they can cost money, of course. It takes time. Um, because there's sometime there are serious issues found, more time, money is saved after a few deals are closed. You need your home inspection to know what exactly you are buying, what to expect from your property in the future, because during this process, specialist, they will examine the house, they'll determine the condition, um, the viability of all the house system. So don't confuse, guys, the house inspection with the house appraisal. Okay? House inspection is different, house appraisal is different, because the inspection will clarify the current state of the house, not what it actually is worth. Because after the inspection, you'll receive a report on the state of the house. The report will contain, suggestions on future maintenance or repairs or steps or need for additional expert opinions. For example, okay, a structural engineer should the inspection disclose the fault in the building structure, or HVAC expert if the furnace isn't, you know, in the working order. Okay. Um, Inspections, or inspectors, and common mistakes they do is sometimes there are different type of house inspections available. General of the residential inspections, they will observe and give you that evaluation of the house, you know, and the elements and the systems, you know, that in the house, okay, because it can enhance of some of the point that exclude never. It's nevertheless there's some ideas, or what should happen when it's examined in a comprehensive residential inspections. Okay, it can cost maybe um, 300 to 600, um, and it varies on the square footage, how big the house is, how much extra inspections you need, right? So what inspections cover? Okay, guys, the inspection, they cover exterior, the water drainage system, um, exterior water drainage system, or condition of outside elements such as yard, trees, pathways, fence, decks, stairs, any cosmetic issues, right? Because the structural elements, construction type and notes and visible foundation and framing condition or structure upright positions, right? All those are under structural elements. And then there comes a roof, the installation quality, the visible, if there's any damages, any shingles are broken or any, gutters conditions are, showing through and are there, right? They check all that, any plumbing system, any leakage, any water pressure, uh, uh, any faucets problem, any shower problems, or, material or aging of the pipes, right? Um, any hot water system or a septic tank, if one exists. So also electric systems, electric box, for conditions and code, fuses or visible wiring, any type of any, visible wiring and the conditions of those wiring or other safety issues are will show through in that home inspection report, right? Or if heating or ventilation or the air condition, HVAC system or the chimneys or the vents or the house insulation or the ducting, right? All furnace and AC systems for age, condition, or proper functioning, correct? So you have to keep all this in mind that will show in the inspection report. The inspector can see through all these problems if that is in that house. If there's a laundry room, there's a ventilation or dryer system or leak or any, potential fire hazards, right? Um, the bathrooms, the bathtub, the shower, sink, toilet inspections, any proper ventilations and plumbing, correct? Uh, Kitchen appliances, if that is part of the purchase, or properly, they all are properly working and devices are correctly installed, or fire safety or smoke detector in place, right? Any operations and fireplace or stove, all that. So, and also the pest inspection, don't forget about that, okay? Because the presence of, the wood boring or pest inspection, pests or any insects or mold or fungus, that will show through in that report. So if you live in a certain high risk area, it's wise to order an additional service, guys. If it's you are in the area of earthquake or tornado or flood inspections, the specialist will help you to estimate the resistance of the property during natural disaster. Your home inspector may recommend you, they may ask for a specialized opinion such as structural engineering in case weakness is suspected, in the bearing walls. So don't procrastinate and wait to get it done. There have been situations in which the closing meeting had to be postponed because of, failure to properly deal with the discovered inspection issues, right, in that time. Because a good expert is hard to find, and choosing the right inspector is the key, guys, right? To so they can see through the comprehensive and make a comprehensive uh, issues that and prepare the report for you. You may, sometime to find that inspector, you have to go, check, you can check online, you can pay attention to reviews of that inspector, or many real estate websites have a list of professionals with rating and reviews, right? So as your friends and family, sometimes they can also recommend that to you. And sometimes it's an excellent source of recommendation, right? In with whom you are planning to work with, right? So these, because some buyers, they uh, don't attend the inspection along with the inspector, with the inspector looking only at the report that the inspection company provide, right? Because that's a common mistake, guys. During the home buying process, this is one of your first opportunity to full take a tour around the house with the house inspection expert and see its features and conditions up close, right? The second most common mistake is to go to the inspection and be too afraid sometimes to ask questions about what you see. Some things that are common knowledge to the inspector might be new to you. Ask, don't be intimidated about asking for an explanation if you don't understand what's going on, right? Another mistake that buyer make is leaving without checking the utilities. They might be sometimes utilities are turned off, but you should ask for them to be turned back on, okay, to make sure there are no leaks and that everything is connected correctly. All house inspections conditions that apply to new constructions as well as newly built houses can also have issues. Buying a house will likely be the biggest purchase in your life. And this isn't the time to gamble, guys, right? With such a large amount of money at stake just to save some pennies on the home inspection, correct? So when you're buying a home, always get an inspection prior to, signing. Sometimes, you know, we can also check what you can do after the inspection, after receiving the report. Inspection is done. Now you receive the report on the house, because sometimes there are two possible outcomes, about how the situation may develop. Because in best scenario, I would say that we will say everything is fine. Okay, the house is exemplary condition and no further work needed. You are good to go with other paperwork. A more typical scenario is that the house, it requires minor repair. It will involve negotiations that the repair be done and inspected before moving along, or some price concession, right, to the account for your expense to make that repairs. The worst case scenario is that the house need major investment and it's not contemplated in the offer. For example, the roof has exceeded its useful life, okay, and its immediate need of replacement, right, of the substructure, the leakages, and it can't be expensively remediated, correct? You might ask the seller to vastly consider the sale price, ask for the full amount to fix the problem or walk away. A full inspection should be part of the condition, your contingencies in the home sale. Thus, it's a failing the inspection, any earnest or escrow money will be returned to you, correct? So, regretfully, there's no standard template and step-by-step guidance, correct? What to do. if there are issues with the house. It depends on how your conditions, you are presenting it to the seller or the best buyer option. Any probably would only happen in buyer's market actually. In seller market, seller don't care, right? Is where the seller is liable for all the repairs. Okay, because in seller's market there's so many people are looking for that house, and they have so many better offers that they can accept, correct? Because some contracts may include, that cost limit or split liabilities. In case you buy the house as is and your home inspection was only for informational purpose, sadly you have to calculate the repair cost, the plan how you're gonna fix your new home. There's some of the common problems that should be considered, including um, you know, um, roofing or replacing the pipes or fixing any leaks, and requirement for new wiring. They are sometimes 30 or 50-year-old issues, correct? So you have to see when you are ready to walk away. Because professionals, you know, usually say if you should cancel the deal, if you can't buy the house you want on that conditions, right? Those are the basic conditions that you want, and for the money that you've been spending on that. In buyer's market, the seller will negotiate on minor repairs disclosed by the inspections long before the thought to walk away and it hits you. However, some repairs are just not worth it, guys, correct? If the problem that the homeowner refuses, those are the basic problem they refuses to fix for or pay for all those dangerous situation that you can fix, then it might be a good idea, to walk away. Because if the problem is something you need to fix soon and is urgent, right? But it's too expensive for you, walk away. If the issue is likely to cause a chain of other problems over and over and over throughout after you purchase the house, and it's those same issues, right? It's hard to estimate how much it will cost to walk away, correct? So consider carefully and listen to, you know, your real estate team or advice or your attorney. They are usually more experienced and may explain it to you, the advantage and disadvantage, better than anyone else. Because also, um, listen to, uh, uh, which I've been saying that throughout previous videos too, your guts. That's your best attorney. Your gut will explain. It will, that feeling, it comes over and over and over and over. That is the true attorney, I would say. Okay. That's the true gut feeling. I would say, oh, it's a gut feeling, right? That is the truth about the consciousness. It's telling you, if the doubt and uncertainties are too you know, anxiety provoking, it might be better to turn it down and start over. Okay. Even it cost you money before, or even it cost you so much time before, just walk away, guys, because that problem, it's gonna be there, right? Because it hasn't solved, right? And sometimes it's better, because if it cannot be fixed, that's the only choice, right? So also you have to sometimes, buyers ask me that, Mr. Ruby, can inspections that affect the house values? I would say in short answer is yes, they can. But don't count on it, okay? Don't count on it too much, because thinking of inspection period as another chance to revisit the price isn't a good strategy, because it's not often that house inspection greatly affect the sale price, right? It's not too often, because the inspection is used to validate the home's apparent condition, okay? Condition that must be fixed, okay? That must be fixed before you get into it and it causes more problems later down the road. Because the role of the home inspection is to protect the buyer, you as a buyer, from inheriting major issues along with the purchase of that house, right? Home appraisal, on other hand, it ensures the lender, home appraisal, remember that, guys, okay? Which I covered that before also, that home appraisals are for the lenders or the bank who are giving you the loan, right? The lenders, they does not pay more than they should. It's the inspection for them, right? So they are not giving you too much loan or too less loan, because the home appraiser, he appraise all the homes around the area with same square footage, same bedroom, same condition, same look, something like that. So they appraise that home for the lender, for your bank who's giving you the loan. Okay. But the home inspection, right? That's for you. Because home appraisal, they are checking the market value, of the house, or based on, like I said, the number of bedrooms, the bathroom, the size, the outside territory, the garage, the square footage, correct? Because appraiser uses analytic data based on home features, comparable sales, which is called comps, in that area, other pricing factors, to set the value, right, of the market price, and they make the report and the summary based on the complex mathematical calculations. That's what the appraisal do, home appraisal. So home inspection is for you guys. Home, you know, um, appraiser appraisal, it's for the lender, because home inspection, it focus on home condition. If those conditions aren't obvious, the home appraiser won't factor them into the market price of the home. For example, a tilted, facade, or the moldy basement are highly noticeable, because mold, you can smell the mold and it will reflect in the appraisal. Okay. And if even you can't smell the mold, right? or you cannot see it, but it will show into the appraisal report. It will show in the appraisal report. However, not to code electric wiring or condition of the insulation or foundation, those things will not show. Okay, that will show in the condition uh, of all that. It will show in the home inspection. Okay, uh, and that is see through, or the home inspector can see it, right? But some mortgage, they require home inspection, lenders, they require home inspection along with the appraisal, because they have their specific requirements for of what should or shouldn't be in that house. Because a property that possesses any of red flags, it cannot be approved until all of those red flags are eliminated. Okay, if the inspections are made properly, you'll be able to know your future house exact conditions. Be absolutely sure that you have a trustworthy. Trust is important, guys, right? We've been covering all that uh, in everything in life, right? It's doesn't matter if you're trust towards the house or the seller or the agent or anything in the life, right? Same as for the home inspection, that you have a reliable home inspector on your side, as essentially the whole deal now depends on, the inspections, inspection of that property, correct? Okay, guys, I think I covered all that in detail for you guys, right? Um, what you need to do when you are purchasing the house, all about reports, all about what goes into home inspection, right? All and how, when is the best time that you know for sure that this is a waste of, money pit, or it's a waste of time pit, you when you know that it's time to walk away. It cannot be repaired. It's beyond repair, right? And you know that your gut feelings are telling you. So hope all this helped you guys. Again, I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much. And this is Ruby Kaur with the Real Estate New School. And till then, take care, friends. Thank you. Bye.